Okay, let's try this graphing these two trig functions. One of them is g of x equals x cosine of x plus 60. The other is f of x equals the sine of 2x. So let's just try this. Let's look at g first. Well, there's g. That's this function. Now, why is it this shape? Why do I have all these points? Well, let's see here. Cosine normally starts through 0 and 1, and then it would go to 90 and 0. You'd have minus 90 and 0. That's the kind of shape of it. But this plus 60 means instead of being at 1, it's at minus 60 and 1. That's your point right there. And if you put in minus 90 degrees, minus 90 plus 60 is minus 30. And if you go the cosine of minus 30, your calculator tells you it's 0.87. So minus 90 and 0.87, minus 60 and 1. If you put in 0, you get the cosine of 60. That's a half, so you can put a half there. You have to label that intercept. Now, normally cosine goes through 90 and 0. But you'd have to move 60 degrees to the left. Forget about this red line now. But it would be right at 0. And then if you put in 90, you get negative 0.87. So just make a cosine-like curve like that, and we're finished with g. Now let's take a look at f. F's got this sine of 2x. So normally the graph of sine has a period of 360 degrees. So you divide 360 degrees by 2. The new period is 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So it should take 180 degrees to go through a complete wave. But the step, instead of every 90 degrees, it's every 45. So there's the sine wave, but every 45 degrees it goes up to 1 and back to 0. And at 0 and 0, it's still the same. But at minus 45, instead of minus 90, it goes down to minus 1. And at minus 90, it's back to 0. I don't need a calculator. I know the shape of the sine wave. I know the theory of how that 2 changes the period, and I can put in those graphs there. So at minus 45 and minus 1, I've got minus 90 labeled here. I need 45 and 1 there. I need to label the sine wave, and that's it. So there's the whole thing. Now the last question. The last question is saying that determine the values that make where f of x is less than or equal to g of x. Well, you know, on the other page, we just figured out where they equaled each other. Right here at 10 degrees. So it's between 10 degrees and minus 90 degrees that f, you see here is f, is less than. It's below g in this region. I'm going to press this little button here, and I think it's going to... You imagine this wave right at this point at 30 degrees, g is less than f. But right here it's equal. It's not less than. As soon as it goes a little bit over here and all the way to here, f is less. Look at the line. So from that minus 10 degrees, that's the key. Watch it go all the way, all through here. F was less than g. And that's why it's x is less than 10, because it can't be equal to it, but greater than or equal to minus 90. And there you go.